Level 1. I just think differently. The coffee is warm in your hands. Morning light cuts across the kitchen table. Somewhere outside, a bird is doing its repetitive, meaningless thing. Everyone else finds this peaceful. You find it adequate. You sip. You observe. You have always been an observer. Other people feel things loudly, messily, publicly. You have always been quieter about it, not cold, just precise, just efficient. You have never seen the point in performing emotions you are not actually experiencing. That always seemed like the real dishonesty, not yours. Your colleague called you emotionally intelligent last Thursday. You smiled at the right moment. You said thank you at the right volume. You held eye contact exactly long enough. Later you laughed at something stupid on television at 2 a.m, and for a moment everything felt possible. Or at least it looked like laughing. It had the right shape, the right sound, and that has always been close enough. People believe what they see. You have always known this. You just use it better than most. You think of yourself as wired differently, cleaner, less cluttered. Everyone else is dragging around feelings like luggage they refuse to unpack. You travel light. You always have. You tell yourself this is a gift. Standing at the mirror before work, you straighten your collar. You look completely fine. You are completely fine. You have always been completely fine. Level 2. Everyone else is just inefficient. You get promoted. You knew you would. You are the only one in that office who does not flinch. Your colleague cried after the quarterly review, actually cried, in front of everyone, mascara doing its dramatic work down her face. You watched her. You handed her a tissue because that was the correct move. You remember thinking, quietly to yourself, this is such a waste of time. Emotion as a liability. Feeling as a performance that slows everything down. You have none of that drag. You move clean. You move fast. You are already 3 steps ahead while everyone else is still processing their feelings about step 1. At dinner with friends, someone asks if you are happy. You pause. You search internally. Genuinely, honestly search. And find something smooth and operational. Not emptiness, not sadness, just a hum, a steady, efficient hum. You say yes. You smile when you say it. They believe you. They always believe you. This is your favorite thing about people. They want to believe. They are already halfway convinced before you even open your mouth. All you have to do is give them something that looks like warmth, and they walk straight into it every single time. You stop calling your mother as often. She is too much, too loud inside her own emotions, too demanding of yours. You tell yourself you just have a full life now. You eat a good meal alone in a good restaurant. Steak, medium rare, red wine, nobody talking at you. You enjoy the steak. You enjoy the silence. You think to yourself, this is better. You mean it completely. Level 3. People are systems. I understand systems. There is a woman at work who looks at you differently than the others do. You notice it the way you notice everything. Clinically, immediately, filed away for later use. 2 weeks later, you use it. Not because you want her specifically, because she has access to the VP's calendar and a need to feel understood. You give her exactly that feeling. You are precise about it. You learn her language, the small things she is proud of, the small wounds she carries, and you speak directly to both. She tells her friend you are the most emotionally present man she has ever met. You hear this secondhand. You feel something close to amusement. One morning, the elevator mirror catches you off guard. Your own face, unexpected. You look at your eyes, just for a second, just a flicker, and something registers. Flat, you think. Then the door opens. You walk out. You do not think about it again for the rest of the day. You are not cruel. You want to be clear about that. Cruelty requires emotion too, and you are beyond both kindness and cruelty. You are simply accurate. You see people more clearly than they see themselves. You know what they need to hear. You know what lever to pull for loyalty, what lever for guilt, what lever for desire. You are not manipulating anyone. You are just fluent in a language most people do not know exists. You tell yourself, this is intelligence, not malice. You believe this fully. Level 4. Rules are agreements. The week made. A small thing first. You take credit for a report you did not write. The person who wrote it sits 2 desks away. You watch their face move through confusion, then hurt, then that particular resignation of someone who has decided not to fight. You observe all of it. Nothing moves in your chest. Not guilt, not satisfaction, just data. Just watching. They say nothing to management. Of course they don't. People almost never do. They have been trained their whole lives to absorb injustice quietly and call it maturity. You start to notice how many rules only exist because people are afraid. Speed limits, professional ethics, loyalty. These are not laws of nature. These are agreements that the frightened made so that the world feels safer to them. You are not frightened. You have never been frightened. The agreements were not written for people like you. You are something else. Something prior to all of that. A close friend stops texting. You do not notice for 11 days. When you finally notice, you think they gave up easily. You feel no loss. The friendship had stopped being useful anyway. You eat cereal at midnight standing at the kitchen counter, scrolling through nothing. The apartment is quiet. The apartment is fine. You are fine. Level 5. Feeling nothing is the only honest way to live. Someone dies, an uncle, not close, but family. You stand at the funeral in appropriate clothes. You watch everyone else's grief, the way it makes faces ugly, the sounds it produces, the way grown adults lose control of their own expressions. You find it genuinely interesting, like watching weather, like watching a nature documentary about a species you no longer belong to. People hug you. You let them. You make the right sounds. Afterward, someone squeezes your arm and says, "You were so strong today." You say, "He would have wanted that." You have no idea if that is true. It sounds right. It lands well. That is all sentences need to do. You sleep better that night than you have in weeks. Clean sheets, no noise, no one needing anything from you. You lie in the dark and you think, maybe this is simply what I am. Not damaged, not broken, not missing something. Just built differently. Built past the inefficiency of feeling. The thought sits in your chest like something warm. You close your eyes. That warmth is the only kind you have left now. You do not know that yet. You sleep perfectly. Level 6. I just wanted to see what would happen. You hurt someone on purpose. Small, surgical. A sentence said at exactly the right moment in front of exactly the right people. You watch it land in their face. You feel something. A flicker, a current, a brief aliveness. Like touching something live for the first time. You want to feel it again. You tell yourself they deserved it. You believe this easily. One chair in the apartment now. You remove the other. Nobody visits. You think, good, less maintenance, less performance. You go to a bar. You pick a person. You study them for 20 minutes before approaching. You decide exactly which version of yourself to deploy. It works. It always works. You walk home alone on purpose. You did not want them. You wanted to confirm you could have them. There is a difference. You understand the difference completely. The bathroom mirror. Eyes. Still, you think, I look fine. You look away fast. Level 7. This is the only time I feel real. An animal in the alley. You crouch. You just want to know what you feel. Nothing first, then something small and specific and wrong. You file it away. You stand up. You walk home. Days pass. Work. Words. Faces. All surface, all managed. Underneath, just the hum. Just the flat, clean hum of a machine running on nothing. You imagine stopping someone, specifically, in detail. The thought does not disturb you. That is what you notice, that the thought does not disturb you. This observation lasts approximately 4 seconds. Then it passes. Then lunch, good sandwich, good bread. You chew. You swallow. You feel nothing about the sandwich. You feel nothing about anything. You think, clarity. This is just clarity. You are already somewhere most people cannot come back from. You do not know this. You feel fine. Level 8. I finally know exactly who I am. Dark apartment. You like it dark now. You have a routine. Precise. Controlled. Yours. You have done something. Something that exists outside the language of ordinary people. You replay it. Not once. Many times. Not with guilt. Not with horror, with interest, with the focused attention of someone reviewing their best work. You feel present, fully, completely present. For the first time in as long as you can remember, the hum is gone, replaced with something sharp and real and entirely yours. You make coffee, mug warm in both hands. You sit at the kitchen table. Morning light moves across the floor. Outside, birds are doing their repetitive, meaningless thing. You watch them. You feel a kind of peace you have no name for. Ownership, maybe. Arrival. Like you have finally walked into a room that was built for you and you alone. You sip. You think, I was always going to end up here. You believe this. Fully. Completely. It feels like the truest thing you have ever known about yourself. Cleaner than any feeling. Sharper than any doubt. quieter than everything that came before it. You look out at the people moving on the street below. Small, soft, predictable. You understand something about them now that they will never understand about themselves. You feel almost kind toward them, almost patient, the way you might feel watching something that cannot help what it is. You sip your coffee. You observe. The window fogs slightly from the inside. You do not wipe it clean. You like what you see.